Today I am cooking an awesome, super simple Japanese-styled stir-fry udon noodles with these simple ingredients, beef like this and all these awesome vegetables. It's gonna be super yummy. I'm gonna enjoy it. You guys will too, I promise. Stay tuned. Alright guys, just before we get started up with preparation of the ingredients I need, I'm gonna take my frozen udon noodles, 2 of these actually, in a pot like this, and I'm gonna go to my cooker tap, which gets me boiling hot water straight out of the tap, and I'm gonna soak these udon noodles while I prepare everything else and cook everything else. So I get the double tap to get the red, and that is just boiling water right there. There you go. Just gonna wait for that to very quickly sizzle. All right, so I'm gonna get a little bit of these corn and obviously wash it because I just got it from the supermarket. And what I'm gonna do is use a little bit of vinegar, just a tiny bit like that. And you know that you can actually use vinegar to wash all your fruits and vegetables, but make sure to use a lot of water and very little vinegar. And that's it. I'm gonna wash this off and be right back. There we go. I got that. And what I want to do with the corn is just cut them into halves. Be super careful with your fingers, of course. Maybe hold them on both sides. Be careful as you split down the middle. Then I've got this awesome shiitake mushroom right there. And I just want to cut those super thin. I should say not super thin because I actually do want to feel the texture in my mouth. Fairly thin, I should say, probably like 1/4 of an inch. And this is just beautiful. Also got our garlic right here. Get these all together and put that over there. Oh, there we go. And what I want to do with these garlics is I actually want to just cut them like that. Because I actually want the garlic to season my oil in a little bit. All right, I've also got this onion. Once again, the onion is an aromatic. It's gonna go early into the wok. I don't want it to be super thin. I just want it like that. That is actually good. And I also want a little bit of this green onion right here. And what I do want to do is I want to get some of this super thin, just like that. This is going to add so much flavor. It's going to be amazing. And I do want to keep these for the end. So I now have a little bit of my chopped up ones, a little bit of that. I'm actually pretty much ready to go. Are you guys ready to cook? Let's do this. There we go. Got my awesome wok. I need that wok to become super hot. Make sure your wok is super hot. Don't put your hand in there like I'm doing. My hand is actually not going inside the wok. I'm just trying to show you because it's the camera and everything like that. But you want to get your wok to be super hot, and then get a little bit of this oil, and you want to put probably like 2 tablespoons or so of oil. Don't overdo it. I understand that in Asia people don't cook with a lot of oil. We do over here. Let's start off with our garlic right there. So I'm just gonna throw that into the oil. Want that to get rolling. Now, I will say, if you want chilies in this, if you want this to be super spicy, this is the time to cut up your red chilies and throw it in there, because it just, like, it puts that flavor into the oil, which is what you want to do. You know me, I don't eat super spicy food, so I'm not doing that. All right, next, our onions. All right, there. So put that all in there and let that just kind of cook until these awesome onions turn translucent. This is amazing. This already smells so good. Once again, I wish that technology was there for you to smell this, because there's nothing like onions and garlic cooking in oil like this. This is super cool. So I'm just gonna let this run for a little bit. I am playing around with it. You need to every once in a while because you don't want anything to burn, obviously. This process is very important for what is about to happen next, which is when you get the beef. So I've already got these beef slices, which I just wanna to throw in there. I wanna throw that all in there. Just want to open that up, let that start cooking. This is amazing. Now, you don't want to overdo the cooking of the meat right now. These are a little bit stuck together, so I'm just trying to get it all open. But what you want to do is make sure that everything gets a little bit of a fry, nothing more than the other. You can see the meat starting to turn brown, which is good. And the reason why you cook those onions and those garlics at the beginning is so that that flavor can go into the beef, which is amazing. Super simple, I tell you. I just want everything to start turning brown. That is looking fantastic. Like I said, you gotta get you one of these woks because it's got that depth, and that depth is so awesome. You can see that almost everything is turning brown. And by the way, if you get yourself a tongue like this, it actually makes the whole process a little bit earlier because you could pick things up, turn them around, and of course, when you actually have your noodles, they will come in handy. But I'm liking the look of this, I am liking the sound of this, and I am loving the smell of this. All right, next for me, scallions. So we're gonna put all that scallions in there, that green onion, once again, to get that flavor into the meat. That is beautiful. I can actually see a few of the garlic pieces that have roasted so well. They've turned brown. Some of them will become crispy, and oh, that is just an amazing thing right there. You see that? I want the meat to kind of cook in its own juice, which is what's happening. You can actually see that is the meat's juice. I did not add a lot of oil, and this meat is not super cooked. All right, our next ingredient, of course, baby corns right here. So dropping the baby corns in there. That's awesome. These baby corns, you want them to cook with the meat like so. And now also my mushrooms, and I want these large pieces. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to tear them in half like that, because after I chop them straight, I feel like when I eat, I like to have a smaller bite of mushrooms in my mouth. And I put mushrooms towards the end because I don't want them to completely wilt. I want them to stay a little bit chewy. Playing around with it a little bit too much for even my own liking, but I'm just having fun with it. This is awesome. All right, so we're good on that side, and now it is time to bring across our udon noodles right there to go into our mixture like that. And next thing we want to do is start our seasoning, and I want to start with a little bit of sesame oil. A little bit of that. Don't overdo the sesame oil, it's super strong. Want to put a little bit of, wow, this is a new soy sauce right here. A tablespoon of soy sauce, and then this right here, oyster sauce. You want to get that in there, and you want to get a good amount in there. Right after I give this a little bit of a stir, and I can now start to smell what I want to smell. Look at that. You see how the mushrooms right there cooked, not wilted. Get everything in. I also want to add a little bit of organic vegetable stock because I want this to be a little bit more watery in terms of the sauce, just like covering those noodles. And I do want to boil it down a little bit. I want the water to actually go away. I'm kind of not crazy about the color just yet, so I'm gonna add a little bit more of this oyster sauce. Kind of want it to be a little bit gooey. So this is just beautiful. Look at that. Oh, I love the look of these udon noodles, which are wheat noodles. And as we all know, noodles originate from China through the Silk Route. They made their way to Japan, probably sometime after the Edo period, where there was a lot of construction in China using stone, which you needed, obviously, to grind the wheat, and where there was steel as well, which was also needed to ground the wheat, and where people started to do a lot of wheat farming, which before that time was super expensive. But I digress. And what I mean by super expensive, people used to grow rice, and then what happened was there was a certain time where it just became very feasible to grow wheat. And that's probably the time when noodles, and specifically things like udon noodles, started to really take off. Small history lesson. I actually watched that this weekend, so I had to tell you guys. Now, last thing we need to do, get a little bit more of these greens right here. Really like this, really like this. I'm just gonna take out this bit and throwing it in there. Look at that, look at that. Got a little bit of water, not a lot. Got a lot of green, got a little bit of yellow, a little bit of that brown. Those beautiful noodles. And just one last thing that I wanna add is just a little bit of plain white sugar. Not a whole lot to enhance the flavor just. And I could hear Ahlam on the other side saying spice it up, so I will. I'll get a little bit of these chili flakes right here into it. These are dried Szechuan peppers, so make it just a little bit spicy, not a whole lot, and this will just add to the flavor that I'm super excited to try. Now here we go, and it is time to plate this awesome udon noodles. And of course, if you don't have one, go get yourself an awesome bowl. I want to make sure that I get all the colors, and then let me get myself one of these chopsticks and eat a little bit of this awesome food. Let's see if we've done a good job or not, peeps. Let's see. Super hot. Woo! Ooh, I have to bite those noodles back. Oh, that is so good. And even this baby carrot, which was so yummy. My God, that is just amazing. Peeps, it's been way too long, but I am so happy to be back hanging out with you guys over an awesome meal like this. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and there's a lot more where that came from very soon. Peace out, and don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and give me some comments. Bye.